but his try assist, his combination with Mason Lino, usually at fullback, is so important. He plays in the halves today because of Jake Truman's injury, but he has been a star for Wakefield Trinity.
Referee is Tom Grant, as you would have seen, and our video referee today is James Bella. If and when we require, not many games these days when we don't. Daryl Powell looking on. He had that blip in his career at Warrington, didn't he? But apart from that, what a coaching career he's had. And it is going to be Catalan who get first touch of the ball on this sultry afternoon in West Yorkshire. Their first job here is to try and quieten the crowd who have come here very excited about the local team's hopes. Second job is to try and get a win on the board as well. Just to lift them from the malaise that has stricken them so far this year. And early drives will take them up towards that 15-metre line or so. Seguier held up, the ball moved left again, some muscular stuff from Wakefield defenders down the middle. Da Costa marching up to dummy half again. Kiri's calling the shots to his left, but it goes right. They're just going for the direct route in these early carries, up and close towards the halfway line, and then it is going to be the kick away. Large and high, and a catch simply by Johnstone.
Yeah, encouraging signs for Catalan Dragons last week against Huddersfield. I think it's the first time this year, or certainly in the last few months, I've seen them turn up physically with some intent, with some attitude about them. That's Joel Tompkins' influence without a doubt. They're going to have to show that again here. Look, Wakefield are a great side, Dave. They really challenge defences by moving the ball around. They don't mind playing out, coming out of their own half as well. So Catalan's defence has got to be on here this afternoon.
And we talk about the sultry nature of the afternoon from our point of view. It's a chilly day for the Catalan players, isn't it? Given the heat that they've had to contend with in recent weeks down in Perpignan. Here's an opportunity for Corey Hall. Wonderful footwork from him. Has support on the inside as well. Went early, but Jowett will finish from Rourke's intervention. And what a start that is. Less than 2 minutes played. Max Jowett with the opening try, and Wakefield are off to a flyer.
Yeah, the top try scorer for Wakefield this year. That's his 10th of the year, Dave. Exceptional support play in the middle of the field. But it came through the break on the right-hand side. We spoke about Clement Martin and how important Catalan's defensive structure might need to be against a team like Wakefield, who challenges so much with ball movement. Catalan just couldn't come up with the answers. It was really crisp ball movement from Wakefield. As I said, coming out of their half, they love to move the ball, especially right to left to right. It was Corey Hall, wasn't it, with the brain? It's exceptional, but it's Clement Martin who just comes up with nothing. It's just a nice square play from Pitt, and then it's beautiful from Corey Hall. Look at the support play here. Jowett anticipates, Jowett reads, Jowett gets the ball, Jowett scores the try. What a beautiful start for Wakefield Trinity. Exceptional, expansive rugby league is what we've seen from them all year, Dave. Beautiful, just sensational. I love the support play, the anticipation through the middle of the field is just there because they're expecting to make breaks, they're expecting to create opportunities. That's why there's 9,000 people here, because they play such a brilliant brand of rugby league. What a step. Wow, beautiful. Corey Hall, take a bow.
Fantastic stuff. Terrific stuff. Max Jowett finishing. Not quite as prolific as he was last year. I think it was 26 tries he scored last year and 198 goals in that record-breaking year of 500 points, but that was in the Championship. Different cookie this year, but a chance to add another 2. Settling himself down, 47 successful goal kicks so far. This should take him to 48, and it does. And 6 points to 0. Wakefield have the early lead.
Yeah, what a start from Wakefield. Playing to exact form, how they've been playing at home all year, just with ambition and ball movement. Jay Pitts, let me talk about Jay Pitts, because he gets the ball into Corey Hall's hands, and it's beautiful for him, great support play. But we have to reference Jay Pitts, how square he is, how he fixes defences who are in front of him, and what a year Jay Pitts is having here for Wakefield.
And Matt Meeker will lead the charge. Maria just goes spinning back a little in the weight of that contact, but he's back to help out with his 2 colleagues in that defensive effort. And Wakefield looking to build from the back here. This is only the second time they've touched the ball in the game.
Side play on.
And they've got to try with the first. Here's Harvey Smith out of dummy half. Interesting, Liam Hodd and Thomas Doyle both on the bench as well today, so they've got plenty of options in that respect. Trying to get an arm free, but unable to do so. So Manueli gets up and plays it again. It's Pitts who takes it in direct.
Move on again, Alex. Now make it
Smith
move.
standing and waiting. Back it goes to Lino, who's certainly behind the 40 when he lets fly. The ball will bounce ahead of Tommy Makinson. Simple enough prospects for him in the end, and a decent return as well.
Yeah, great carry from Tommy Makinson, nice and direct, just finding a soft shoulder, dropping down and playing the ball. And so what Catalan need to do is generate ruck speed, find a way to get quick rucks. You know, we've got enough guys who can do that. Kotric has been in sensational form, almost impossible to handle at times.
This is Da Costa. Garcia, of course, still missing. That lengthy suspension for his rush of blood against Hulkingston Rovers.
Release him back.
Da Costa again. Catalan just imposing themselves a little here. Kiri down that left-hand side. Twist and turn, but Siranen can't get it away. Last play. Costa puts it back. There's miscommunication. Tompkins has to run behind himself to pick the ball up. Decides to help it on its way. Rouget sticks it high. Johnstone settles underneath and catches safely. And takes the ground and takes it safely.
It's a smart kick though. Getting Tom Johnstone on play one like that is crucial, because he's so dangerous. In the first 3 carries, you see your outside backs come in and make meters. Well, Lachlan Walmsley potentially takes this carry. It's Griffin on the short side, but both Walmsley and Johnstone are just so effective at getting yardage away from their line.
Well, here he is again, Johnstone, the winger. He's had his injury issues as well, hasn't he? Against his former team today, as is Mike McMeekin, of course. Lots of former friends and foes on both sides. 1 play to go. Still very much inside their own 30, so Lino has to let fly with that. Tompkins is backpedaling a lot there. I think he ran backwards about 10 metres, and then the ironic cheers from the locals as he takes the slip. And Wakefield's defensive line chases and catches.
A tidy defensive set from Catalan. The attitude and effort to just front load all of your energy. All the great teams, you know, Brad Arthur speaks about it, Willie Peters speaks about it, front loading your effort into defensive plays early in the set. Well, Catalan showed that there, and that's why they've got the ball on the 40-metre line on play 2.
That was Kotric, and now Seguier just over that line, but only by a step or 2. Da Costa back to Partington. Kiri trying to deliver to Siranen and trying to open things up, but Wakefield's defence tight enough, and 1 play to go. Da Costa now to Kiri. Kiri sticking it high. Rourke underneath, a little leap from him, and down he comes. Safely done. Enjoying a decent season. He's not been an absolute regular by any stretch of the imagination, has he? But what he did in the back half of the year with London last year, very much cementing his reputation.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. He's one of another great athlete here, Corey Hall. What start he's had to the game, by the way. But Rourke, big, rangy, strong. Bit of a scruffy ruck there, but this is why I love Wakefield. Just move the ball.
Well, they're coming again, and Griffin looking left. It's Cam Scott who's trying to step. Sure where Johnstone is. He's there. He was helping out down the middle. This now is Griffin. Pick up by Jowett. Back to Lino. Quickly done. Sends it over there. There's a big patch of green on which it will bounce. And is it going out of play? Yes, it is. So a tap back on the 20.
Yeah, just overcooked from Mason Lino. He's praying for a bounce, wasn't he? Sam Tompkins showing all his experience, just letting that roll dead. And it's a 7-tackle set here for the Catalan Dragons. And it'll be their young outside backs who come in and take some of the workload.
0. Move now, Jay!
So 6 tackles from here for Catalan Dragons, who find themselves already trailing by those 6 points to 0. And Makinson, as he's done throughout his career, with a challenging carry again. Costa putting it back towards the middle. A little spin and a turn and a push. Work done. Navarrete takes the ground, but he's back on his knees. Da Costa to Partington, and Siranen, there was a hint of a forward pass, and fans on the far side were baying for it, but referee saying it's okay. Da Costa, Kiri. Here now is Partington again, and they're switching it out to Tompkins, and Martin But plenty of numbers in defence, but they've still got a couple of plays to go here. So they still have an opportunity. A pick-up by Kotric. Takes a little bit of a slip. On the last play. Oh, he's not good, is he? Kotric, a little bit groggy as he picks himself up. It is the last play. Rouget just trying to slide it in. But a wonderful pick-up by Rourke again, who just found himself in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, great fullback play. He anticipated the kick back to the middle. Dealt with it superbly well.
And they're on their travels quickly again here, aren't they? They are really testing this Catalan defence with some good athletic running from the outside backs.
We saw it last night. Lee showed us that when you are athletic, strong outside backs, how effective they are. Tom Johnstone here. Look, that's 4 or 5 carries from the outside backs. That's got them well over the halfway line. So effective when you get those elusive, strong, quick outside backs into the middle of the field.
This is Matt Meakin, and he has got it away. Oh, the referee says forward. I think Matt Meakin says it came backwards out of my hand, sir, but I don't think too many will argue with that.
Yeah, just forcing it there was Mike. After all that great work from his outside backs, just sensing they were on the front foot, sensing that there was an opportunity. This is where Catalans have been poor, actually, in contact. Meakin just falls through Keary's tackle. Second most missed tackles in the competition this year, Luke Keary. It's a soft challenge, but Meakin just coming up with the error, gifting Catalan possession.
He was one of those, wasn't he, when he announced he was coming to Wakefield. People were scratching their heads a little, the way that Catalan had recruited last year, but my goodness, what a good decision that's turned out to be.
Yeah, he's just led from the front. I spoke about the importance of the axis of him and Jay Pitts in the middle of the field. Having that strong anchor in the middle of the field gives you such a good platform to play off.
Rangy effort, but responded to by some muscular defending. Here's Rouget. Trying to get things moving forward again in the right direction. Maria held up, pushback, lost a yard or two. Da Costa's impatient, wants to pick up and deliver this to Keary, and he does so. And forward again by Navarrete. Here's Da Costa. Keary asking for it, but it goes right. Rouget just dropping it off for Seguier. Well, they've still got a couple of plays to go here, Catalan. Inside that Wakefield half. Partington with a catch, but it's no more than that.
Yeah, great pressure from Pitts from the inside. Just beautiful pressure, just forcing Partington to take contact.
Keary sticks it high. Rourke's underneath, has a little bit of a look at his geography, and there was a challenge coming his way from Makinson. He might have been a little lucky in the end.
Yeah, he did well to get down, didn't he, after the take. Exceptional. It's a great position for Catalan Dragons to finish their set. It's 10 in and 10 out from their try line, but there's ambition from Wakefield. As I said, how dangerous are these outside backs?
This is Hall. Scott trying to shake off a couple of defenders, does well. Hall will carry this move on to a stride or two. Smith again. Pitts slinging it back to Lino, who's thinking about a kick for Walmsley to chase, but in the end has just hammered the ball downfield, and Sam Tompkins knows he's got a job to do here, because that's well flighted into that in-goal area and no further. And he is the pantomime villain of the piece, isn't he? Sam Tompkins, he's attracting attention from the local fans.
He's been feisty throughout his career. He's obviously coming to the end of that. He shows me that he is retiring at the end of the year. I do not believe it, Dave Woods.
We shall see. He's told us that a couple of times, hasn't he, down this last couple of years. Well, Catalan got work to do here. Try and clear their own lines. That's a decent carry by De La Retour. Keary's going for the kick, but Walmsley's always got that covered. Safely caught, and he's aiming for that 40-metre mark before he too is wrapped up. So again, it's a decent place for Wakefield to start from.
If I was Joel Tompkins, I would be alarmed at some of the soft contacts from Catalan. A lot of the Wakefield players just finding space and soft shoulders and finding the floor quite easily. Now, that's better from Catalan Dragons, but they need to put more emphasis into their initial contact.
That was Rourke. This is Smith. Here comes Pitts, and now hands it on again. Hamlin Ueli, and the ball away to keep things interesting, and Jowett just saw that gap and tried to put the foot down, and he's got it away back to Smith again. Well, again, they're making decent yards, and they still have a couple of plays in their hand as well. Lino, Rourke, double pump from him. Hall puts it over the top. Walmsley for the corner. It is a spectacular finish. Well, it's not guaranteed just yet. Referee's asking a question. On the field, he is given try, but we're going to have to go to the video referee here for absolute confirmation.
It's tackle 4, live decision of a try, so we're checking the grounding. So we can see Walmsley in possession. He's still in possession. He's still moving. Tackle is not complete at this stage. And pause it there, we can see the ball grounded. And we can clearly see that he remains in the field of play and grounds the ball in the end goal. I've made my decision.
Well, it's worth having a check, hasn't it? It's confirmation, and I tell you what a start this is from Wakefield. They have looked easy on the eye and a couple of tries in the bag. And when you've got a big crowd like this, you want to entertain them, you want to play, and they are delivering as expected at the moment. Confirmation, the roar goes up, and they're into double figures.
Yeah, you're right, so right, Dave. Entertaining brand of rugby league that they're playing. It's based on execution and everybody knowing their roles so well. They've broken Catalans' left edge down twice now. Daryl Latar out there is having a tough time of dealing with Corey Hall. The threat is Lino who's square. What about this finish? It's a great double pump, isn't it, from Rourke? We get to see that again, it'd be great. Good finish from Walmsley. Two things, squareness from Lino, the timing from Rourke, beautiful, and a great finish on the end of it. All of those pieces put together are all perfectly executed. It makes it difficult to defend, and that left edge of Catalan just not coming up with the answers. Kiri in all sorts of trouble. Some finish.
Just saw that he's holding his elbow, but I think he's okay. Vizio's been on. I think he's going to be okay. Max Jowett with a conversion attempt from out on that sideline. 15 minutes played. 2 tries to the good. And not over troubled at the other end so far, have they? Well, everybody's on their feet at the moment. Jowett just stepping back and strikes it well. It gets caught in the wind, I think. My goodness, I mean, you look at the trees around, they're blowing a little. We didn't realise how strong this wind was, but it got really caught in the wind there.
It really did. I just want to draw attention to Rourke's pass. I thought it was delightful, sublime. The timing of this double pump for the pass is just gorgeous. Draws defenders in, just the pump there, beautiful. Execution, brilliant. All of those little details matter, Dev.
And off they go again. And there is that incentive, as we said at the start, that incentive of going into the top 6 with a win here today. Is that something they will discuss before this game kicks off, or is that irrelevant ahead of this match?
I think it's getting to the time of the year where you've got to discuss those things, Dave, you know? This is the time of year where you start having tough conversations as a team. Everyone's got aspirations of where they need to be, and the tough conversations need to happen now. As we said before the game, Catalan Dragons, it is do or die for them here. There's nothing. If they don't win here, they're gone.
There's Griffin, who's threatened the offload as he took it in, and then does deliver that offload as Pitts takes it on again. So as a result of that, they find themselves 10 yards further downfield. Still a couple of plays to go. McMeekan start teasing the defenders. Has a look around, 2 of them holding on. Smith, Lino. Sticking in high, Tompkins under a bit of pressure because of the height of that, and Rourke with a sensational lead. What about that try? That is quite remarkable. He mobbed Sam Tompkins in mid-air and somehow kept his feet to score the try. Josh Rourke, superstar.
Oh, that's the thing. A thing of absolute beauty. The skill, the height in which he got to jump over Sam Tompkins was incredible. And then to maintain his balance all the way to the line, he was falling for fully 10 yards. Managed to stay on his feet and get his way to the line. Look, it's an accurate kick from Mason Lino, isn't it? He drops it just on the spot where Rourke can get there. Rourke accelerates. What about that? Drink that in. So good. What a magic play from Josh Rourke. We spoke about his athleticism, and he showed every ounce of that in this, jumping over Sam. What a take.
Wow. Wow.
What start. What a start for Wakefield.
Yeah.
They've been nearly flawless here, Dave. Everything they've done has been perfect. Their effort's been great. They've made yardage coming out the half. When they've had chances, they've taken them, and they've created some unbelievable offensive moments, haven't they? That's out of nothing, isn't it? That's just raw effort. Fantastic skill.
We have seen from Catalan some alarming drop-offs as well, haven't we? There's a danger of that here today. They need to find a bit of spirit here, don't they?
Yeah, without doubt. You get the energy battle wrong. It's quite warm conditions here. I know Catalan have been used to much warmer, but they're getting the energy battle wrong because the contact's poor, the ruck control's poor, they're conceding too many offloads, and Wakefield are just completely dictating the flow of this game. Sam Tompkins will be saying to the guys, look, we've got to get a grip of this quickly.
Julien Busquets is on for Catalan. Roman Neverett having given way. This is very nearly a point a minute at the moment. Or a point a moment at the minute, whichever way you like it. Struck well by Jowett. And, oh, he's put it wide. He's put it wide. So that's 2 missed today. 14-0.
So much to enjoy about this Josh Rourke take. The timing of this jump has to be pinpoint accurate, and this is just perfect. Wow, and he stays on his feet. That's an incredible piece of athleticism from him.
Is there anything different Tompkins should do there?
I'm not sure there's anything he can do. There's nothing he can do, really. He's going to get out-jumped by a young, big athlete who's coming onto the ball at such speed. It's just great attacking play.
Penalty. And that doesn't help Catalan's cause in any shape or form because they are marched downfield. And a safe touch finder here from Lino. Sees Wakefield starting on the front foot again.
And these are the things that sap your energy. I spoke about maybe their soft contact in defence. Well, discipline also feeds into that. Conceding penalties. They're doing way too much defending here with the Catalan Dragons, and that often brings the worst out of you, doesn't it? They're not a team that want to be defending. That goes without so obvious, but Wakefield are just dominating. It's such a dominant opening 20 minutes here from Wakefield.
There's Vangadar with a carry. Smith and then Lino, and here's Pitts, and now taken on again by Hamlin Ueli. So once more they force their way back inside their opponent's half. Harvey Smith goes out, Pitts puts it back, but that's well read by the Catalan defence. Closing down that moment of danger. Pitts, solo effort from him. Trying to keep to his knees, play the ball as quick as possible, but it's a bit of a wrestle from the Catalan defenders. Lino to Rourke, who has to reach again. He's had nothing comfortable at this stage. Last play. Lino. Well, it's another high one, and Wormsley's underneath it this time and offloads it back to Hall, who's looking. It's still the 6th tackle here. Hall looks left, Rourke's there again, and Wormsley will finish in spectacular style. It's like somebody's popped the cork on a champagne bottle. They're not just scoring tries, they are doing it in unbelievable style.
Pop the Rourke, Dave. That's what's happened. Josh Rourke's gone off. He's on a mad one. Everything he's touching here is just turning to points. And that right edge, yet again, been so potent in this opening 21 minutes. It's Wormsley with the finish in the corner. But it's all the presence of mind from Corey Hall to just keep the ball alive. Wakefield just are always on red alert that anything's possible at any time. And that's what makes this try. I love that Corey Hall just stayed present, stayed aware that there might be an opportunity. So many people would panic and kick this ball once he gets it back to the middle of the field. You felt he's just going to kick the ball. He didn't. You know what? He checks. Rourke reads it. Wormsley finishes it. Delightful stuff.
It took a finish as well, didn't it?
It was a great finish. but it's just everybody anticipating that there's an opportunity, Dave. That's just not normal. You know, Corey Hall's forgiven for just kicking this ball as he thinks he should. He checks back. What about this finish?
And
That's
he was
unreal.
on the floor. He was on the floor 2 passes earlier.
The right edge has been devastating. Corey Hall, Lachlan Walmsley, and we'll throw Rourke in the mix with Mason Lino to boot. He's just been clinical.
He's not scored a try that hasn't hurt, by the way.
He just looks so sore, doesn't he?
That elbow's giving him some problems, but my goodness, we could all do with a bad elbow if that's what you can produce. 18-0. Jowett from the touchline. Peter Pangai Jr. has just come onto the field as well for Catalan. So they've got a couple of fresh, bigger bodies on there with Busquets and Pangai Jr. In the meantime, Jowett prepares, kicks it well. Oh yes, yes, they're celebrating that a long way before it actually went over the crossbar between the sticks. He's back to a 50% record, 2 out of 4, 20 points to 0 with 23 minutes played.
Yeah, there's so much to enjoy about Wakefield's performance here. Dismantling Catalan everywhere. We've seen kicks, we've seen dives into the corner like Walmsley's finish. We've just seen presence of mind and ambition with the ball. What a beautiful finish from Walmsley. What a start, Wakefield.
What about that finish? What about that finish? We've seen some absolutely superb tries so far today.
It's one of everything, hasn't there been? You know, they've just executed structured plays well. There's been ad-lib. Very hard to read.
So Catalan needing desperately a response here. As Jowett finds himself trapped. 15 out from his own line. Smith goes out. Big, heavy carry again from Hamlin Ueli, but again he's got it away. And again it's yards that Wakefield really shouldn't have been entitled to. Catalan being made to suffer here. McMeekan's travelling out there, but Jowett always taken high. It's another penalty, and it'll be another set of 6 that Wakefield will start in the Catalan half.
Yeah, penalty again, just high contact. And the discipline costing Catalan here this afternoon. Their energy tanks are just being drained at an alarming rate here. Joel Tompkins has brought Pangai Jr. on to address that. But this is not what you want for Pangai Jr. You do not want him on the field and defending for the first 2 sets. It's Bailey Sirinen just reached, wasn't it, on the inside. It's alarm bells here for Catalan.
Rourke again, and here is Cam Scott. Caught in possession before he can get it away to the anticipating Tom Johnstone. Collect from Rourke. Just a straightener, really, from Josh Griffin. So 4 plays to go, and Wakefield, who are absolutely loving it, just at the moment.
Ollie, be careful on them.
Lino, short and possibly forward for McMeekan. Harvey Smith dashing over there. Hamlin Ueli. Pitts and Griffin again. They've not made a change yet, have they, Wakefield? A couple of interchanges from Catalan's point of view, but 25 minutes played. I think it's still as they were on that field at this stage. Oh, that's a big driving effort from Hamlin Ueli, who might be 25 minutes in, but is showing no sign of any fatigue. Neither is McMeekan. Tries to wrestle those arms free. He might still have a hint of an opportunity on the line as well. But the referee eventually puts an end to it and says, just hand the ball over. You've had your go.
It's a good point you make about the substitutions. Wakefield have just been in the ascendancy, so obviously their energy levels are much higher than Catalan. But having Pitts, McMeekan on in the middle of the field just gives you so much flexibility. You can roll people like Vartilli onto the field for impact. You can have big men like Vigano on the bench for impact because the middle is held so strong and solidly by those 2 men, Pitts and McMeekan. Watch Wakefield tee off defensively here.
Well, there's some tough stuff to be done here as Kottridge brings out on tackle 2 for Catalan to clear the decks, and that will help them. Penalty goes their way, and the mood just lessens a little amongst a very excited local crowd. But a penalty here for Catalan, which should bring them clear.
Come on, Jay, I told you.
Looks like Wakefield are going to be making a couple of changes in just a second. Fatili's one of those. Pango Junior.
Bring the ball up with you.
Denis Bamforth, of course, who's fairly new to the club from Hull. Second game. Here is Bamforth. It's a step by Partington. And rare for these last few minutes. Catalan find themselves in the Wakefield half of things. Kiri back on the inside to Busquets. So that interchange bench is having an influence in this set. Kiri's pointing to the left and gets the ball here. Points at defenders. Hall's out there quickly to make that challenge. Walmsley picks it up. It was a drop. There were no Wakefield hands in there. And a penalty. Contact with the head. Penalty for Wakefield.
Yeah, the pass was just behind De La Torre from Tompkins. Walmsley pouched it, dived on it. Deemed high contact from Sam Tompkins in the following challenge. Just slightly off. And a little bit of high contact there from Sam. This is when you've got Chris Satai and you've got to beat a Pangai Junior, it's imperative that you hold the ball, that you are disciplined. Because if these guys are on the field and all they're doing is defending,
there we go.
It's not what they're good at.
Here we go, fresh from the bench. Big carry from Caius Fatili. And the other fresh player, Hod, into the dummy half position. So you'll take from that Harvey Smith and Hamlin Ueli are the two players who've gone off. And Wakefield find themselves in familiar territory, but it's an unfamiliar handling mistake from Pitts that has given Catalan some relief.
Yeah, frustrated with himself there, Jay Pitts. He knows, although they're 20-0 up, that was just a great opportunity to turn the screw. Gifted field position by Catalan, and their ill-discipline once again. Just a mistake from Pitts. Can't speak highly enough of this guy, what he does for this team. Comes up with the error here, but the leadership, control, the structure, the organisation, the effort, the discipline that he brings to this team is remarkable. I think he's just been a revelation for Wakefield Trinity this year.
Chris Satai's on the field as well, so all four of those Wakefield defenders, substitutes I should say, are now on the field. Bamforth is one of those fresh faces. Satai, the latest to appear. 15 away from the halfway line. Catalan desperately needing to find something here to lift their flagging spirits. And down that left side goes De La Torre. Here's Bamforth. Kiri. Straight from Busquets.
Step back, find the four.
Kiri again, he's got a couple of players around him as well. Rouget just offering it away for Seguier. But they've run out of place, they've got one to go. So how do they finish here? Rouget with a kick. Walks underneath it, keeps an eye on the ball. He's not going to be out-jumped.
Certainly not. He's just getting an extra two feet higher than anybody else on the field at the minute, and this is where Catalan need to be good. We spoke about how potent the outside backs are for Wakefield, and they've really got to be tight and connected defensively here.
This is Scott. Just to remind you, if you are switching on late to this one, the sunshine and enjoying what you're watching, so is a very big crowd here today, the biggest crowd since 2013 for a home game involving Wakefield, which is quite a statement given that there's only a couple, of course, travelling with the Catalan Dragons. The kick is spiralling. Makinson should deal with this and does. And Pitts is up there, Fatili's up there, but Makinson's running past them both, but in goes Jowett to make the tackle.
Well, there was a question whether this left-hand side for Wakefield were just going to clock off on that kick chase. I just love the acceleration from Jowett to just get up with his teammates, to really make an effort to shut Makinson down. Top effort.
This is Makinson again. Kiri. He's looking left towards Pangai Junior, whose pass is a shocker. Leo De La Torre no real chance at all.
Yeah, I don't like it. I just don't like it. They've not had any possession. They're 20-0 down and trying to come up with a miracle offload. It's just not the play. Like, he needs to come on the field and get his nose down, play the ball, get some ruck speed. He's a big man. He's got so many offloads. Because he's so powerful, he gets his arm free all the time. For me, that's not the play. And Wakefield now just back into the Catalan half. And they thrive in these positions. They've got the 4th most potent attack when it comes to attacking within the opposition 20 metres. Every 8 plays or so, they score a try. So you just don't want to gift Daryl Powell teams ball in this situation.
You know, popping it back on the inside again and almost finding a way through. Up goes Liam Hood, scampering off. McMeekan, a couple of steps as well as he shuffles towards that Catalan line. Catalan defending very much on their own line, more or less at the moment, as Pitts goes ranging forward again. And the platform is set right in the middle of the field, which gives Hood an option of right or left. He comes back. Oh, the pass is poor. And Rourke, all he can do is rescue possession rather than anything more adventurous. But they might do here. Jowett with a kick, pings off a couple of defenders. Oh, it's scooped in the air, and it's touched down by Josh Griffin. Well, Clement Martin, I think, was trying to defuse that, and that is calamitous from Catalan, and a simple finish for Josh Griffin.
They've scored one from their own half, they've scored one near the line, they've scored one off a kick, and now they score one off a Catalan blunder, and it's going from bad to worst here in Wakefield for the Catalan Dragons, languishing in 9th position in the league. 5th try for Josh Griffin in Super League this year, languishing in 9th in the league and looking every bit outside of the playoffs, mentally, physically, emotionally, in every sense. It's a huge blunder. Griffin, again, I love that Wakefield just don't give up on plays. Griffin, every excuse for not chasing that, only makes sure he's on the spot and dots the ball down. And it's a dismal show from Catalan here in this first half. It'd be easy to take the shine off what's been a beautiful Wakefield performance though, Dave, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you look at their season and you look at the wins they've already got this year. They've beaten Leeds away, they've beaten Lee away, they've beaten Warrington away and at home, they've beaten Wigan here. Castleford a couple of times, they've beaten Salford, but
pushed Hull KR here as well, didn't they?
Early in the season.
Tight, you know. When we were here for the Hull KR game, right at the start of this year, you had a sense that this was going to become a difficult place to come and get points. And they're proving us right.
There's not many games in which they've not been close. I mean, that's one of Daryl Powell's complaints this year, is that they could maybe have won a few more games than they have.
Yeah, and that, you know, we're speaking about how well they play with the ball. Well, there's a defensive steel to them as well, conceding just 17 points on average a game, scoring 24. It's a great recipe to win rugby league matches.
So Jowett settles. Relatively easy task compared to a couple of the touchliners he's had. Settles himself. Crowd settles itself. Oh my goodness! It started left and went right. It's a bit like
it's a slice
off the first tee by John Wilkin.
No,
that one, but
that's a Kyle Amor special. Trust me, I played golf with Kyle. That's in the trees or a lake or anywhere.
26-0, and they're loving it today in the tricolour.
Yeah, you'll take these. It's just unfortunate for Catalan. Clement Martin just fumbles the ball. As I said, though, just great presence of mind. Wakefield with 3 shirts in the frame. We saw last night on Owen Trout's try, just when you push, when other people don't, it stands out, and that's what Griffin did there.
And Platini will lead the drive back again. More rigorous intent to Catalan's defence on that occasion. It's about 5 yards off the mark.
Back is tight. Push forward at the ruck. 2. Move, stay on the mark. Back. Hold. Hold.
Couple of hands from Liam Hood, who wants to get on with this. McMeekan across, and the try scorer Griffin again.
Hold. Release him. Hold.
Hood off quickly, does it? No way of sandwiching through the middle there from Thomas Doyle. McMeekan. Well, Seguier told that he was not square, so he wasn't going to get involved in that defensive effort. Lino kicks just a step or two outside the 40-metre mark. Wilkinson does well at the catch, and the Wakefield chase is good and honest again.
Yeah, that solid white line of defenders just present all the time, and then through the set of 6, the amount of times that they get dual contact, 3 people into a ruck, making it as slow as possible. It's just disciplined stuff from Wakefield.
There's not much meterage to be made here for the Dragons.
He's got no dramas defending in the line as Jowett. It's a great contact.
Here's Cottridge, the ex-Canberra man. Partington. This time it'll be Satai. But they've run out of plays. They've run out of space. They're running out of ideas. And Rouget just sticks it high, but underneath it is the man of the moment, Josh Rourke, who catches well enough, and immediately having a look at what's possible here. Drifting it out to Corey Hall. Hall skipping back to the middle, trying to use that footwork and the hands and everything just to try and bamboozle them, but a shoulder to the ribs usually puts an end to that kind of nonsense. So Rouget got in there. But they're on the travels. Hood, Johnstone.
Tidy footwork, such great footwork, falls to the ground, generates speed, and off they go.
Yeah, really good, quick play the ball, that wasn't it? And Lino puts it out there, and suddenly Catalan are backtracking again as Corey Hall offers that threat. Hood, Lino. Oh, and he went for the short one. It's a Catalan hand, it was played out. The referee says another set of 6 from here. So 6 to go and 30 metres to cover. And Wakefield have high hopes once more. Fatilli is bashing it in. Nothing subtle in that approach. Hood, McMeekan pops it back. I'm not sure that Jowett meant to do that. He didn't. It was a knock-on. Griffiths chasing, Tompkin clears, but the referee's already made a decision here in Catalan's favour.
Yeah, that's the first error really from Wakefield. It's the first error that they've made. They've been nearly flawless. Do you know what I love about Wakefield? In the effort areas, they're fantastic. This is 36 minutes into the half. This is a middle forward. This is Mike McMeekan applying pressure. The amount of work he's gone through to then still apply that effort is incredible. Honestly, massive efforts. Those teammates really value it.
Yeah, big minutes. His partner in crime at the start of the game, Hamlin Ueli, who's also returning from injury today. He's off the field, and there's no shame in that, but McMeekan still goes, and this is a decent carry at the moment. This is a decent effort as De La Retour tries to cut back again. Keary slots in at dummy half. Cottridge.
Cottridge is 5th on the Man of Steel leaderboard. It's just incredible, isn't it?
Which, I mean, he has been outstanding this year from a Catalan point of view.
Exactly.
But it does reflect maybe, are there not 4 better players, 4 more influential players this year?
Quite possible.
Taking nothing away from Nick Cottridge, because he has been good. But that's good handling, and here comes Tompkins on the back of it.
That's what I want to see from Pangai Jr. Through the line, offload. None of the preemptive stuff. That's just a reactionary offload.
Busquets puts it back, Rouget helps it on its way, and Catalan showing some shape here. There was a hand on that, and it'll be another set. No advantage, so Catalan get it back again.
Yeah, it was just shut down, wasn't it? Aggressive edge defence from Scott and Johnstone, who just turned in, came in. Just get a hand on it, don't they? It's a strong defensive read, just get a hand on it. And now Catalan get some possession. They've rarely been down here, Dave, have they?
Well, they've got a full set here to build, just to try and create some interest in the game for them. They desperately need to score before the break, of course, but they've only got 25 seconds in which to do it. Sam Tompkins has left the ball behind. It's kicked on again here by Cam Scott. How's the bounce? That's not bad. The chase is hard from Barnfoot, but Scott cuts back on the inside. Here comes Griffin, pops it over the top. Sam Tompkins is going here. Sam Tompkins is going. He's got a yellow card at least, surely. That was the most obvious professional foul you will ever see.
He's out of here. There's not a chance he's staying on the field. It's a definite try.
He knows, he knows.
The question is whether it's a penalty try, Dave.
Well, yeah, there is that yellow card. That is the least surprising yellow card that Sam Tompkins has ever received in his career.
Yeah, frustration from Sam. Big effort to get back there, but Sam's error that led to the Cam Scott break. And they were scrambling like mad, weren't they, Catalan? It's just late. It's a professional foul. It's a yellow card. It was the mistake from Tompkins, wasn't it? Scott, you thought he was going to have the legs when it bounced up. How about the support from Griffin? I love this pass, the floated pass now from Griffin over the top. That goes to Johnson. That's a try, Dave.
Well, in Tompkins' defence, he knows that if Johnson gets that, he scores, it's game over. But the likelihood is it's game over anyway. And Catalan are down to 12 men for the 10 minutes after the break.
Yeah, it's a forgettable...
So it's not really defending Sam Tompkins very much there, is
No. Well, it came off the back of the error upfield, and just nothing's gone well for Catalan. They've been second best in every single department. And Wakefield, you know, unfortunate. Maybe not to get the ball in Tom Johnstone's hands and score the try, but they'll take 2 points here from Max Jowett, who's deadly accurate in these situations.
Jowett just settles himself for one final kick in what has been a marvellous first half from Wakefield's point of view, forgettable from Catalan's perspective. But what a lead, what a performance in front of this big, near-capacity crowd here. Wakefield Trinity are living up to billing. Newly promoted they may be, but they will be in the top 6 at the end of the day, the way things are going at the moment. Half-time, Wakefield lead by 28 points to 0 against a hapless. So plenty of rugby league on Sky Sports, keeping you informed, we hope keeping you entertained. And certainly today, if you've got a Wakefield empathy in you, then you are being thoroughly entertained, because the home side, championship last year, getting promoted the year before, lead by 28 points. You know, it's worth reflecting. I mean, we talk about Hull KR, their bounce back from relegation and all of that. Wakefield's bounce back, but a couple of years ago, Wakefield were on the way to relegation. Catalan were on the way to a grand final. And you would not recognise that today, would you?
No. Look, it's just an incredible atmosphere here. Wakefield fans just coming out in numbers to watch the team that play just a beautiful brand of rugby league. And as you said, Catalan, how far have they fallen away from the heights where they were challenging for Challenge Cups and pushing at the top of the table? Well, they're in 9th position and looking like the season's done.
Here comes Max Jowett. Wakefield making progress, and a great sense of the community the club is as well. The Wakefield ex-players are here in numbers today. They've done a big walk, a 35-mile walk around the Wakefield wheel earlier today. They are some of those ex-players. You might recognise some of those faces in there. 70-odd of them made that walk today for a local charity as well, and they'll be enjoying watching this current Wakefield side, almost turning this into a walking day. Cam Scott held up only 5 away, but early in this second half, it's a reach by Matt Meakin, and right through the middle of it all, and a step to boot from Josh Rourke. Hasn't he been outstanding? Up to 32 points with a mere few seconds of a second half.
It's been a magical performance from Josh Rourke. Maybe Max Jowett moving into the half-backs was seen as a potential risk, or weakens this Wakefield potency in attack. Well, it certainly hasn't. Everything Josh Rourke's touched this afternoon has turned to gold, and in this case, it's turned to points. He's such a balanced runner. He's got power, he's got acceleration and speed. But you know what I love about this kid is his rugby smarts, high rugby IQ, understands when to find space. It was Cam Scott, just stumbled, didn't he, in the corner, couldn't quite finish it. But the awareness, like I said, to anticipate through the middle of the field. Look at this push here from Rourke. Accelerates, right foot. Too easy.
Well, there's Sam Tompkins at the back, of course, because he's still in the sin bin, as he will be for the next 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, just great support play. The first half was full of great support play, and just another sensational example of that. And as you said, the sin binning of Sam Tompkins could be costly. for Catalan in points here the opening 10 minutes of the second half.
Really interesting chat with Mike Eccles, the London coach, about Josh Rourke last year when he was about to come back. He'd had an outstanding year the year before with Whitehaven, hadn't he, in the Championship, and that had what caught Mike Eccles' eye to sign him for London. He had that really unlucky pre-season injury, but then he came back and he lived up to all expectations in the second half of the year.
Yeah, just different beast for London. The back end of last year, such a shrewd signing from Daryl Powell, such value for money. He's an exceptional talent, and he's just everything he's done here today has been executed well. No doubt that Jowett slots that. And it's great here from Wakefield. Just on the Wakefield past players who went on the walk, Dave, I asked them, I thought it was a bike ride, so I asked them how the bums were. I thought they'd have sore bums, which now I realise is a very strange thing to ask.
They were looking at you very strange.
Well, they looked at me funny. Great finish, wasn't it? Great try, great start to the half. But yeah, I got a very funny look off a Wakefield past player I know very well. So I apologise. Didn't realise.
Well done to those past players as well. They've got a great community. They really have. I talked to Gary Spencer, one of them, earlier in the week, who was talking about they train once a month together in a gym and they have lots of social gatherings as well. Good to see. And this is good to see as well from a Wakefield point of view, because they lead by 34 points to nil. Now the issue now is not going to who's going to win the game, because I think we're quite clear that unless something bordering on, in fact beyond miraculous, happens today, this is Wakefield's 2 points. They are going in the top 6, but now it becomes about entertainment and how many points they can score. John Stone, they've not got a bad, they've got a very healthy points difference anyway, Wakefield, which reflects well on them the fact that they don't lose by many. Catalans' points difference is by contrast pretty poor, so they're not only down at the ladder, that's a knock-on, down the ladder, but even if they were to pick up momentum, they'd need an extra win or two because of their terrible points difference at the moment, Catalan.
No, yeah, it's a double whammy for Catalan, isn't it? They're going to stay on 12 points in the competition, Dave, and historically, mistake here from Hood, just forcing it. It's important Wakefield don't do that, actually. Get carried away and start forcing it. They play with such calmness and composure, so crisp in that first half, so they won't want to get away from that. But for Catalan, you know, well and truly in 9th place, 18 points off the playoffs. It means they've got to win, you know, 9 of their remaining games, Dave, and it's just, for me, that's way too far for them. They needed to win here. They needed to win it against Warrington next week, I think, to stand any chance. I think this is game over for Catalan Dragons in 2025.
Joel Tompkins obviously given the head coach's job till the end of the season. Rather thrown into a cauldron. Nakinson's hurt. But on they go with that. Oh, that's lost. That's been dropped. Yeah, clear drop from Pangai Jr. Well, we'll get a sense of whether he feels he's wrong here in case he goes for a challenge. And he has gone for a captain's challenge. Is this to hide embarrassment, or does he genuinely feel there was an illegal hand in here? So let's hear from James Feller, the video referee.
Okay, we have a captain's challenge from Catalans. They're challenging the decision of a knock-on. So playing on at this point, we can see 2 players affecting the tackle. Still affecting the tackle. Just now looking at Fartilli's left hand around the ball. And there appears to be a reefing action by Fartilli, constituting a ball steal in a 2-on-1 tackle. The challenge is successful.
Well, there you go. It wasn't to hide embarrassment. It was a true search for justice for Tavita Pangai Jr. And he gets that right. They retain their challenge, of course. And perhaps more importantly at this stage, they retain the ball.
Yeah, they've not had much possession at all. As we saw at half-time, it was 59-41% possession in favour of Wakefield Trinity. And that stat, it's not just that stat, it's what they did with the possession that was so impressive. Now let's see what Catalan can do. Just a little nibble, wasn't it, from Fartilli?
Danforth picks up back on the inside again for Satai. Well, it's a decent position they find themselves in at the moment. Can the 12 of the French side find a way through against these 13 Wakefield defenders? Step is from Darragh Latour. There's Bamforth and Keary. And again, it's Satai who challenges that Wakefield defence. Bamforth up there, putting it back to Keary again. And Rouget trying to trick his way and thread his way through. This is just about as close as they've got so far today. One play to go. Switching it left. Keary will stick it up in the air. Makinson's trying to be interested in that, but it's taken. What a leap that was from Pangai Jr. Higher than all of them with those outstretched arms. And Catalan do get a try back here.
It was a floaty crossfield kick, wasn't it? And an unlikely try scorer in an unlikely position. Pangai Jr. find himself wider than we usually see. 4th try of the year for him. Destructive ball carrier through the middle of the field in general. Rarely finds himself in these positions where he's a kick chase or a kick target. As Keary's floated kick, he just floats it delicately. Look at Pangai Jr. defying gravity, Dave.
It's a bit like, who was it? Who was a Catalan player against St Helens at Magic? That famous Magic comeback was one of the Catalan players there. Leapt prodigiously, didn't he? I can't remember who it was. Unlikely.
Giant man with the beard.
Unlikely forward. Anyway, that's ancient history. Those kind of miracle comebacks just about once in a lifetime. It's not going to happen today. If it does, my goodness, what a story. Makinson settling in. Well, you can see Sam Tompkins on the sidelines getting some instructions from Big Brother, no doubt, about what to do when he returns, and Makinson puts it over, clean as a whistle. 34 points to 6. So there's a bit of fight in the Dragons, a bit of fire in the Dragons.
Yeah, just a nice kick from Keary on the money. Pangai Jr. just with a great take. I think the important thing for Daryl Powell and the message to his players here is not go away. The reason that Catalan were in this position to kick in good ball was off the Liam Hood error. They just need to stick to the process that's worked for them, be disciplined with how they move the ball and when they move the ball. He's threatened and challenged Catalan. They don't need to go away from that.
So Wakefield start again. Jowett hoofing that up in the air. And Catalan will start from deep once more. In the sunshine. Glorious afternoon, early evening in Wakefield. Real party atmosphere abounds as well here. Satai. There's Bamforth. Satai kicking out, wants to get up and play this ball quickly. Keary. Taken on by Darragh Latour. Well, again, they've progressed inside the Wakefield half of things. This is Pangai Jr. again. But on the last, Rouget puts plenty of boot leather into that ball as well as it goes high in the air. Floodlights are on. I'm not sure why the floodlights are on. It's the brightest of afternoons, but no problems for Johnston.
Must be going well off the pitch. Just turn the lights on. It's fine.
You don't get a sense of penny pinching at this club anymore, do you? This is Walmsley. Oh, brilliant step from Lachlan Walmsley. Has given him a path. Corey Hall's getting up there in support. And here is Corey Hall as a forward pass.
What about the timing of Sam Tompkins coming back onto the field? Literally brought back from the yellow card as the break was made by Walmsley. It was perfect timing to the second. The 4th official released it, Sam, just as Walmsley made the break. And it was a telling involvement from Tompkins, who disrupted Walmsley's pass to Corey Hall, essentially forcing it to be forward. Just needed to pass earlier. There's Tompkins.
On the clock here, lads.
Just a bit scrappy. It's a bit scrappy from Wakefield. They need to execute that.
Locking tight, you're on the shot clock.
Disrupted by Sam Tompkins, like I said, but
wrap up.
Walmsley needs to pass. Just pass. Just pass.
Out.
Don't pass then. Too late.
Well, he had inside and out, didn't he, Jowett? Oh, he was screaming for it. Max Joe, he's so disappointed that ball didn't come his way. But it is Catalan who have it back again. Back to 13.
Back.
As John points out, Tompkins coming herring back onto the field with his sin binning over, and Busquets will take it to the halfway line, tries an offload. It was one he probably shouldn't have tried, and Hall again trying to push away Darren Latour.
Hasn't Corey Hall developed into a tidy player? I think his all-round game has improved so much. I think the jury was out on Corey Hall as a younger player. I think he's certainly just come to life under Darryl Powell here at Wakefield.
There have been some outside backs down the years, haven't there, here at Wakefield, who've made their mark at this club when others maybe thought, not for me. Good hands, Walmsley trying to step back on the inside again, and he's still going. Is anybody going to lay a hand on him? Yes, they are in the end. Liam Hood is quickly up there. Oh, he wants to go, but he's left the ball behind. And again, just a scream of frustration from Liam Hood.
Yeah, a bit disappointed, Liam Hood. Look, he's had a great year as well. He's had a couple of injuries. He's come off the bench today and just come up with a few errors, just forcing things, maybe trying to assert himself on a game that's going so well. It's very difficult, actually, to come off the bench when things are going so well for your team. Maybe feel the need to do more than you should. Just fumbles it. The second error he's made in this second half. And you're right, he's just fuming at himself.
Let's go, let's get ready then. Let's go, Mason, let's go. Josh, lean tight, please.
So Catalan again, given the gift of possession, albeit encamped very, very deep. Tommy Makinson, who's well, his career speaks for itself, doesn't he? He's on the edge of a little bit of. Oh, he's knocked on. Tompkins is furious.
If you're knocking against you roll forward into the marker, similar to what I spoke to them about, and then you lose control into the defender. See a challenge?
Well, having heard the explanation, they've decided to challenge anyway. So, having been successful with one, can they be successful with another?
Yeah, they're challenging the on-field ruling of a knock-on.
See from James Vella again.
Okay, we have a captain's challenge. Catalans Dragons are challenging the decision of a knock-on. So we see that the tackle has been called complete by the referee. Okay, let's just see. Need to determine what happens to this ball here. So playing on at this angle, we can see Hood's right hand on the body of Makinson. Going to review all available angles to determine whether in fact there is a ball steal or not. Okay, we can see he's in possession. He's still in possession. Okay. I can't determine whether there is a ball steal or in fact whether the ball has been lost from that angle. I'm going to review all available angles. Okay, I'll lose sight of the ball from this angle. I still can't determine whether the ball has indeed been lost from that angle, and then it reappears in his hand. So I'm going to look at one final angle. Okay, we can see the right hand on the body of the ball carrier. It's still on the body. Okay, I've viewed all available angles. Because I can't determine whether in fact the ball has been lost or not, the review is inconclusive. The on-field decision will stand, and Catalans Dragons will retain their right to challenge.
So there you go, full explanation. Catalans still have that little C underneath their names because they do have the right to challenge again. But not enough evidence there to back up Catalans' theory that that was a ball steal.
Tommy does that, but he just unfortunately loses it.
Yeah, penny for Sam Tompkins' thoughts right now.
Cut grass, yeah? You're going 50?
One of the greats. An incredibly tough situation in a team that's flopped this year.
Still got your
challenging mentally. Such a champion guy to be in that side at the minute, you'd imagine. Same, few players in the same boat. Tommy Makinson champion, Luke Keary obviously decorated in the NRL. Where's their minds now?
Wrapping tight, yeah, look back row, mate. Yeah, Sam, see you ready. Get it now!
Wakefield perhaps poised. Joey just offering it back in the middle for a challenging effort from Josh Griffin. Liam Hood scampers up. McMeekan wants a go. He'll pop it back instead for Doyle. Sam Tompkins has been told by the referee he was offside. He still got involved. So the penalty goes Wakefield's way.
As I said in the first half, one of the most potent attacking teams when they get structured starts like this from penalties and scrums in good ball. It's almost Daryl Powell's forte, really. Castleford 2017, unstoppable in these situations.
Manganal there with a good offload, and it's taken on again by Jowett, and up into position goes Liam Hood. Fartilli to his right, and Fartilli with a little bit of a step as well. He's been a crowd pleaser, hasn't he, this year?
Release now, hold.
Hood waits again, now they go wider, and a kick. Oh, well, Griffin was... Well, the kick there from Jowett, anticipating a Griffin chase, but Griffin was already committed to the angle of his run, and it comes to naught.
It's just a poor choice from Jowett. The ball movement, he acknowledges it, but ball movement has just threatened Catalan. Just slightly going away from the things that's worked. Just no need to kick, just play through shape, and it present opportunities.
Well, the ball's gone backwards, but that's not much consolation for Tommy Makinson, because it's been dropped on by McMeekan. And as a result of their own indiscretions again, Catalan find themselves under pressure again. Wakefield are turning a screw here. Already one try in this second half. And they get another set, because there was a touch there from Catalan. It's Cam Scott. Hood, McMeekan. It's a beleaguered Catalan defence that's just about hanging on at the moment. McMeekan plays. Hood's in traffic. Fartilli comes out of it. Fartilli spinning. Has he got it down? Oh, terrific effort in defence to stop him getting that down. He looks every inch the try scorer. Another set of 6 though. That's a penalty. Scruffy pass out of the play the ball, but the referee decides it's infringement. And it's another set of 6 effectively for Wakefield here.
Yeah, Wakefield just need to be really careful that they don't get drawn into the farce that Catalan are creating here. The scattered and fluctuations in pace, in discipline, and they just need to get back on task, Daryl Powell's men. Important that they just maintain some rhythm and have some discipline about how they approach this final period in the game.
Well, how many back-to-back sets have Catalan been defending here?
It's 3 in it, third up.
How long have they been in that? Even with the ball in hand, they've been at that end of the field. Fartilli plays, Hood scoops it back, Lino now. And Rourke, quick hands, there's a touch by Kotrich. And it'll be another set for Wakefield, knock on.
Well, my stat about Wakefield scoring every 8 rucks in the opposition 20 is not looking great at the minute. It's blowing out for him here, Dave. Some good scramble from Catalan. It's a strong read from Seguier out there out wide, and look, it's just a nice piece of play defensively from Catalan to shut Wakefield down, who I've said have looked so potent whenever they move the ball, go through shape. It's a shame for Catalan Dragons. It took 56 minutes to maybe realise that maybe the best strategy is to be aggressive on them. Shut down play, out to win, be aggressive.
Hold that line, Luke. Don't go
just disrupting Wakefield here. The game's just gone scrappy, but I feel there's an inevitability to a Wakefield score in this set, Dave.
It's a bit like a training ground session, this, isn't it? Attack against defence. At the moment. Catalan once more on their own line. Wakefield once more in prime position. Fartilli with a spin. Held on to, grip to hold off. Can't get through. Pick up. Back to Lino. Lino goes out. Hall's there. There's 4 defenders. And he's lost the ball. He got the arm free to somehow get it away, but he's lost the ball. There were 4 Catalan defenders there. And that reflects a really good attitude at the moment from Catalan, doesn't it?
Yeah, they've done really well to hold Wakefield out. I think they've had some intensity with how the defensive line has moved around. There's some good reads defensively. It's a great tackle from Tommy Makinson. But it's Daryl Powell and Wakefield that I think would be slightly concerned by the last 10 minutes. They've just got distracted. The execution, the clinical nature of the first half performances evaded them so far in this second half. And credit Catalan with some resilient defence.
Mason, on again, mate.
But Wakefield must be better with the ball, are usually better with the ball. Both Michael Shenton and Daryl Powell know that in the weeks to come they're going to have to nail an 80-minute performance. But it's been a tough few weeks, hasn't it? They played Wigan, got a win, Hull KR got beaten, and then Catalan. At the start of the year, if you'd have said they're going to win 2 out of those 3 games, Dave, you'd have thought that would be unbelievable, but it's not unbelievable for Wakefield. They're the real deal.
A couple of away games to come for them. They've got Hull next week and then Huddersfield the week after, and given Hull's home record, they'll go there with some confidence. And Huddersfield picking up a win against Cass, but those wins have been rare. So again, Wakefield will fancy their chances of very much competing in that game as well. So it's an opportunity here for Wakefield to not only make the 6 but strengthen the 6, their place in the 6 in the next couple of weeks. And what's going on here? What's going on here? The ball eventually in the hands of Sam Tompkins on the floor. No Wakefield player got a touch. And Rouget with just a big kick. I think they call that the box kick, don't they, in the other game? It's taken by Rourke. Here comes Walmsley, and again looking to straighten up at pace. All full of confidence today. Hood. Johnstone.
Sam Cassiano, Dave.
Sam Cassiano, the leap. The leap.
Was it him and McManus, the St Helens chairman, said he still has nightmares about him? He's just texted me. It was Sam Cassiano, Dave.
Well, we'd rather have it now than at 2 o'clock in the morning. So thank you for that, Eamon. This is Lino, and a short pass, and suddenly it's Doyle back on the inside. Lino runs away from grasping hands and scores another. There is an air of inevitability about that, given how much pressure Wakefield have been putting on in the last few minutes, last 15 minutes or so. Well, they're out to 38-6.
Yeah, and that's where Wakefield are so effective, when they move the ball, when it's organised, and then the anticipation from Lino, much as we've seen from Jowett and from Walmsley, and players anticipating, and Rourke anticipating that breaks will occur. It's a great situation to be in, and it's the structure and shape that Wakefield throw that's just so threatening all the time. Lino involved from the start. It's a great short ball, and he follows up the pass. It's all about Mason Lino being disciplined enough to play through his shape, break it down, and then support. Great support play. Tidy. Everything about it. Nice line from Doyle, wasn't it, Dave, on the front of it? That's a good, punchy line into space. And Lino supports.
Just going to run a few stats past you here, John, because I know people love this. But Wakefield at the moment, points difference plus 125. Catalan at the moment, points difference minus 172. So on the league ladder, Wakefield are going up to 18. Catalan will stay on 12. So that's 3 wins between them. But because of that points difference, and Wakefield occupying that last place in the playoffs, Catalan will have to win 3 and another one more than their opponents in the last few weeks of the season.
Yeah, look, Catalan are gone. They're out. There's no way back. This is. There's been too many big, horrible, stinky defeats for them.
Well, there's the kick that takes it to 40 points to 6.
Yeah. The race for 6 is on. Let me tell you that. And it may not feature the Catalan Dragons, but I'll tell you who it does feature. Hull FC, who have been rolled by St Helens today. Wakefield here. Warrington Wolves, what could they do? Love the support play from Lino. Love the support play.
Lino the latest. And Wakefield will fancy there's more points in this as well, with plenty of time left in the game. I was going to say contest, but it ain't a contest anymore. 19 minutes of the match remaining. So Catalan, well, you talk about big matches and you talk about Warrington. Well, that is a huge game, isn't it then? Catalan-Warrington, losers of that you'd fancy are definitely out, although you're writing them both off anyway. Well, certainly Catalan.
Not writing Warrington
off.
But
then Hull KR at home and Wigan away.
Yeah. So the round 18 is really important for Warrington. Warrington have got the easiest running out of any team You know, the average league position of Warrington's opponents in the first half of the year was 5. Their average league position is 7 from here on in. They've got a great run in, Dave. Watch out for Warrington.
Bartelli puts it back to Lino. Lino helps it on its way again. And here he comes, Rourke again, making easy work. Hall in support, steps. Sam Tompkins does the job. But is it a finger in the dike here? Have they stemmed the flow, stopped the flood? Because it's a high one. Oh, and Johnston. What's the referee doing here?
Let's go. Settle, mate, let's go. Yeah, Sam.
Sir, sorry, we've had a slap on one of our players there.
Okay, mate. Okay, I'll have a look. I'll have a look, mate. I'll speak to him. Let's go, mate.
Catalan are going to get the ball back. A lot of discussion.
Watch Josh Griffin. Watch him here. Paul!
So it's getting a bit heated. Why is it getting heated? Why is it getting heated?
Well, it's a great chase from Johnston, great jump from them, but Catalan are getting the ball back.
Listen.
I just don't know why they would be getting heated about anything right now, but just get on with the game. Wakefield have got big games to prep for. They've got big games coming up. And
Wait there. I know, mate. Sam!
this game is becoming loose. That they just don't want to develop bad habits here, Dave. You just don't want to slip into a feeling of looseness. So expect a tight and tidy defensive.
Oh, ball goes free. Very first challenge. Bartelli picks it up. And here comes Croft. And they're all coming together. It's a rather robust game of the hokey-cokey going on here. I don't think we've seen any punches, Swan. It's just red faces and hugs. The referee will want to calm things down.
Liam Hood and Sam Tompkins squaring off. Wakefield just don't need to get drawn into this.
Tom, help me out, mate. Will you put him on the red line, please? We'll take him and put him on the red line. Thanks, mate.
It's just not needed.
Go on, mate.
It's actually Doyle, sorry, and then
keep going to red.
Hood and Tompkins. Sam's a master at gripping people out of a melee like that. He's had me a few times. Nothing happening. Get on with it. Go on.
We know you're angry. We know you're frustrated.
Because you can't throw punches anymore. That's what happens, isn't it? It's just a big embarrassing melee with nothing happening.
So Tom Grant listens to the voices coming from the video referee James Vella, who's also having a look at that. See if there was anything in there that perhaps does need a little bit of action taken. I don't think so. I think it's just going to be Wakefield will get the ball back again, surely.
The only way there's an incident here is if somebody runs in out of turn, really.
Here we go. See what he's got to say.
Yeah, I've got Tommy Doyle, mate, as well. Okay, captains, please.
It's just going to be talking to, surely.
I don't need you, mate. Thank you. Oh, is Mike off? It's all
because he went to pull his arm back.
It's all right. It's all right. Are you captain? Yeah, Mike. Right, it's all right, then. We don't need you, mate. He's not for it. Sorry, mate. Stay if you want. Obviously, we had that before. I give you an opportunity to calm your teams down. We don't get that. We get players coming together. Tommy Doyle and Frankie Maria. Penalty's going against Wakefield for the push-in. I'll give you an opportunity to get out of it. Yeah, push-in, and we get players coming together.
It's a great contact. He's from.
So we're going to penalise Wakefield. Okay?
No,
Sam, do us a favour. We've had nothing in the game. We've got 17 minutes left. We don't need any more, do we? Okay? Down here, mate. Down here, Sam. Yeah, Sam.
We love hearing it. When it gets heated, the odd swear word drops in, so if you took offence to that, we do apologise. But it's a penalty for Catalan, which...
I love referee asked Liam Hood if he was the captain, and if so, what was he doing in the conversation? Please vacate this conversation, Liam Hood. It's not for you.
White line! White line!
Will they clear the lines? And instead of an attacking position, as a result of all of this, Wakefield have to do some defending here. But they've been doing it with attitude throughout the game, and they're doing it again. Da Costa. Hurling it back towards the middle. Rouget nearly knocked Sam Tompkins over. He's looked around at his teammate as if to say, what was that? Da Costa again. It's Partington who's ready to rumble here, but offers it back.
They haven't done enough for that, Dave. Just crack the line, you know, just run with real venom.
Tompkins, and a little bit of a stuttering step from De La Tour to try and put off those who are coming towards him. Pangai Jr. looking down the blind side, decides there's nothing there for him, so inside for Kiri, who's grabbed on that occasion by Hamlin Ueli. Partington, Rouget, a chip and a chase, but Rourke's got that covered. And not only has he got it covered, he's already offering a threat, but runs into Martin.
40 points to 6 down. You've got numbers, and you kick. It's just a lack of thought from Rouget, who's had a really tough year, actually. Bit of a crisis of confidence earlier in the year when things weren't going so well, but need to run, need to play there. The game's gone, but you've created an opportunity and then kick possession away.
And it's all about maintaining the confidence of those young French players, isn't it? Looking ahead for next year, the likes of De La Tour and Martin and Spiro Bichet, who had that shocker against Hokear, and really bright talent. But they are getting fractured confidence.
Well, great news that they're bringing Toby Sexton in, 24-year-old halfback from Canterbury, peak of his powers. It's a massive signing.
Lino sticks it up there. Kotric, solid underneath it. Johnston got in to make sure he wasn't getting up before he played the ball. Catalans starting from so tight to their own goal line again.
Such an accurate kick, Dave, wasn't it? Perfect.
Tompkins swinging across. Lino doesn't close down, which gave a hint of an opening for De La Tour. And then a crossing and an obstruction, and a very, very cheap penalty to give away. And they can ill afford that kind of thing.
He gets involved, it's downtime.
The game's gone, and they're just trying to play some enterprising stuff, but they're frustrated. Things are going against them. Nobody more frustrated than Sam Tompkins, I'd imagine, at the minute. And it's Da Costa just gets upstream, runs behind Sam Tompkins.
Liam, with loads of time there. Liam, wait! Wait, Liam,
Penalty,
wait!
Wakefield.
Back.
So here comes the carry from Fartilli. Wakefield fancy some more. 40 points to 6 they lead at the moment. They've got their eyes in this next 14 minutes of blowing this one away even further. Croft
Release on the mark.
struggles free. Lino. Jowett has to run into Rouget because they lost a bit of communication there. They certainly lost angles. This now is Hood. Doyle. Squeezed to the ground. But again, Lino's there. Jowett trying to slide it through, but Rouget gets down and picks it up. Diffuses the danger.
Yeah, there's a really clear and obvious reason why the Wakefield attack just doesn't look quite as fluent as it does in the first half, and it's quite simple. The man who stood on the sideline right now is Jay Pitts with a substitution card in his hand. He's just integral to everything that Wakefield do. And when he's not there, how much more clunky and unorganised does Wakefield's attack look? He puts every play on is organised around him. Him being off the field is very much the reason why Wakefield just don't look at the races quite as they did in the first half.
De La Tour had the ball ripped out. Fartilli's claiming there was only one man in there, putting one finger in the air. But there's no challenge. We're running out of time here anyway, surely. Oh, no, they are going to challenge. I mean, we don't have an official clock, but that took a long time for that official challenge to come. One man, Fartilli reckons.
James,
what does a video referee think?
From Wakefield, the challenging the outfield with a ball steal.
Okay, we have a captain's challenge. Wakefield are challenging the decision of a ball steal, a penalty ball steal. Okay, we can see Hall affecting the tackle. It's still a one-on-one tackle. Okay, we're going to view from the corner to determine number of players involved in this tackle. We can still see it's a one-on-one tackle at this stage. Fartilli is not affecting a tackle at this stage, and we can see a reef of the ball by Hall. We'll just go back now to camera 5. There's a reef of the ball by Hall, which we've established, and then the ball travels forward and touches the opponent. So it's a knock-on by Hall. A one-on-one steal, which is a knock-on, so the challenge is unsuccessful.
But it sounds like... So it's a correct challenge, so they keep their challenge, but it's still a knock-on by Hall, so Catalans still have... They don't have a penalty, they have a scrum head and feed instead.
Well, the question is, what were they challenging? Because if they were challenging the steal, it was successful.
Yeah, the steal was successful, but what the video referee spotted is a knock-on.
Yeah, I agree. That's the consequence of the. It was a knock-on by Hall, but it was a successful challenge then, wasn't it? Because it was a one-on-one steal. We could get in a rabbit warren here.
Oh, we could,
of something that I just think we need to see gone.
The law of unintended consequences, this, isn't it?
Yeah, but I just think, for me, the captain's challenge, I was supportive of it when it came in. I don't think it adds an awful lot to the game. I think it needs a real review. Games are getting too long, there's too many stops, too many starts. The speed of our game is a big issue. We've got the Ashes at the end of the year, and we watched the NRL played at such a speed, and look at this second half here. How long has the second half taken? And it's punctuated by challenges, video referee decisions. It's a slow pace of game, and we need to do everything we can to speed it up and make this game entertaining.
Well, look at this. Here it is. It's a carry towards the touchline. They get the ball back. Get the ball back here. Well, a big win for the defence. A big win for the attitude of those in the white, red and blue. We will get it back.
It's Griffin, isn't it? So strong. John Stone adding weight. Jowett adding weight. Great effort. As I said, they may get plaudits for how they play with the ball and how attractive and how easy on the eye they are with the ball, but it's often the efforts without the ball that impress me about Wakefield. Turning up for each other, instinctive support play, backing each other, kick pressure like we saw from Mike McMeekin in the 36th minute. You know, the game's done and we've got Griffin, Jowett and John Stone all combining to put on a big defensive play. Those are the pleasing things for a coach. When you're reviewing games, those are the things that you're looking at.
Here's Lino out of dummy half. Wakefield back in possession and looking for more. So played by Croft. It's back to Hamlin Ueli. He's pushing in. Harvey Smith back on the field in that position again at dummy half. Lobbing it out to Lino. Pass is poor, picked up by Hall. Can't make anything of it because Makinson was quickly up there to close him down. Fartilli now, looking for an angle, looking for a way through. And if he can't find a way through, he'll just keep pushing. It was a high tackle. The offload was ill-conceived, but it's a high tackle anyway, so he gets away with it. Penalty.
Yeah, Luke Keary's doing... He was like he was riding a rodeo bull, trying to keep grips with Fartilli. He was just such a dangerous and awkward ball carrier. He twists and turns. He almost backs into players. It's a high one from Maria. Just showcasing how effective Fartilli's been for Wakefield this year. 7 tries to his name, but more than that, he's a handful, isn't he, when he carries the ball. Often generates quick rucks, disrupts defensive lines with his running style.
Pitts will play. Smith darts left. Short pass coming out. Smith's back up there. Collects on the feet of Hamlin Ueli. And quick hands down the middle again. 6 again. Another set of 6 here.
Nasty cut to DeCosta's face.
Partington. Still 4 plays to go. Harvey Smith. And here comes Rourke. And Rourke looking for a path. It's kicked on. It's touched by a Catalan player, but it's not another set. Ball played man rather than man played ball. This is Fartilli. Catalan again, just trying to keep them at bay. Here's Smith. Lino. Oh, short pad. That's more than a penalty, I suggest. Tango Jr.
okay.
Ouch, he collects Rourke here, doesn't he?
Luke Bland, can you just
Spoke about Pangai Jr. operating in wider areas. Well, this is an area where you've got to make big decisions. Rourke hides his run, just comes from Lino's inside, stays outside him, and it's just a reachy grab more than anything.
Yeah.
Look worse because Rourke's feet lost under him. There's not an awful lot in it, Dave. Just a grab from Pangai Jr. It's a penalty.
Yeah.
Love the play from Lino and Rourke, though. Hiding Rourke's run, who's been showing on the outside, out the back. And runs a little shoulder ball that cost us split.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we've got some time to get how it's treated.
Well, while Ulrich da Costa is getting treated here, the video referee is having a look at that.
I'll stop the game.
That high tackle.
Yeah. It's a reach, mate, and he's slipping, so it's a penalty only.
Penalty only. Yeah. There we get the
he's
result.
Slipping, it's a reach.
Yeah.
Penalty only.
It is just a penalty. I love this play. Watch Rourke presenting as he's going to go wide. Well, he comes short through the middle, and it's just a grab from Pangai Jr. Great decision from the video referee. It's just a penalty, just a grabby one.
We seem to have spent, I would imagine, about how long we've been playing? 30 minutes. We seem to have spent 25 of those minutes just looking at this end of the field.
It's just been completely dominant in terms of territory and possession from Wakefield. I think they'll be a little bit disappointed with the second half. Not overly, but they've had enough possession to have really put a score on here.
In, and Smith goes left to Lino, and Lino for the short one, but Griffin's dealt with before he gets it, but still offers a threat with a strength, but defenders drawn in to make sure. Oh, here we go. Lino. This now is Jowett over the top. Oh, and Walmsley does well to keep it in play. But Luke Keir is the man who drops on it.
Stand now! Hold!
Scrappy from Wakefield. Like they'll get away with it because Catalan just aren't at the races. But it's a cautionary tale if they take this style of play into a game against, you know, better opposition, they'll get punished, Dave. You can't do this against Wigan or Hull KR.
The frustration for them, for all their domination, for all we've said, it seems to have been, the entire half seems to be at that end of the field. It's 6-6 in the second half. It was 34-0 at half-time. It's 46 now, so just on the second half, it's 6-6.
Yeah, and some fight from Catalan. And Joel Tompkins would have been quite forthright with his feedback at half-time, you'd imagine. It couldn't have gone much worse for the Dragons, could it? And flip to that. Wakefield executed everything well. You know, you'll give them this. They can have a lull. But if you were maybe Daryl Powell, you'd just been just not wanting your players to get into bad habits. But there's lots to love about Wakefield, isn't there?
Yeah.
They're outside backs, Dave. You just pair over them, watch them. And yeah, Ollie Pratt, who had a great start to the year, was on the bench here. Look at Walmsley now, Rourke, Corey Hall. They've all been exceptional, haven't they, here tonight?
Amanueli trying to ride the challenge. Three defenders trying to slow his progress. Yeah, it is a club that is very much on the up. We've mentioned it so many times, but it bears mentioning again. A near full house today, and that for a home game against Catalan is an extraordinary achievement. They have put a deal on. But even if you put a deal on, you still have to get them through the turnstiles. And the evidence of certainly the first half, a lot of them will be back for more. They'll have enjoyed what they've seen here. They know that this is a side that could very well be in the playoffs at the end of the season. Grand final might be a step too far at this stage of their development, but kind of progress if it continues in the manner of this last 12 months. You can imagine it's not going to be too far before it becomes a stated intent of the club. Oh, and Makinson, and then a collision. Tompkins. The referee thought that was accidental, so
just a strong
Catalan don't get a penalty.
Looked like a strong fair contact.
So free.
Sete.
Move, get back, Mason.
Yeah, big contact, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, there's a bit of a shoulder to the head. The match review will have a look at that one, Dave.
Roget.
step back, find the floor.
One play to go for Catalan in this set. Kiri spinning it wide. Oh, that's a terrible pass. They're looking at each other. Oh, that's... Daryl Latour was offering a hand, and Pangai Jr. was not wanting to shake him by the hand.
He's lucky that somebody offered him a hand there, if I'm honest. His approach to this game probably sums up where Catalan are at as a club right now. Looking for cheap, quick fixes to a tough problem. Rugby league's an incredibly difficult game. There's an unalienable truth about it that you have to be physical, you have to be tough, you have to be disciplined for a period before you get the opportunity to score points. As Catalan, just apart from the last week, 6 weeks previous, 7 straight defeats, wasn't it? They just can't shortcut the way to a win. It's all about hard work from here on in for Joel Tompkins and these players.
Big win for St Helens today. You might have spotted that at Hull. Big match tomorrow, of course. Hull Kingston Rovers against Leeds. Leeds on the back of that impressive win against Lee last week. But Hull KR with the incentive of going 6 points clear if they can win. Make sure you're on for that. 2:30, we're on air tomorrow.
They'll want to capitalise on Wigan getting beat, won't they? Willie Peters will have his men charged up. This is Walmsley, and now with Hall, and every time he gets the ball you think there might be something on, and just like that, Daryl Latour with a tackle, quickly played and picked up, and on it goes. Lino slicing it off the boot, and it's a hand, but it doesn't stop Johnstone getting the ball at the second attempt and touching down. Referee wants a look just to make sure. But is this finally a second half try for Wakefield?
Checking to see if he's knocked off.
Okay, tackle 5, live decision of a try. We'll initially check the onside, offside. So pausing on the boot. The kick chasers off screen have been cleared as onside live, so we'll play on at this point. Rolling it through. Now focusing in on the contest. Close up on the contest. So who gets a touch to this ball? So we can't see from that angle. Okay, this might help us. So focusing in on who gets a touch to this ball. Okay, frame by frame in the contest. Who gets a touch to this ball? Can we just get that from camera 8, please, just to confirm the touch by Catalans? Camera 8, please. We need to determine whether Johnston touches this ball. Yep. Frame by frame from camera 8. Okay, frame by frame, frame by frame. Okay, we can see the ball's knocked back by Kotrick. Just playing on this point. Yep. The ball is knocked back. Yep, playing on from this point. The ball is knocked back by Kotrick. Can now focus on the grounding, please. Playing it on. Playing it through to the grounding. And pause it there. The ball is grounded in goal. I've made my decision.
Well, against his former club, Tom Johnstone managing to touch it down, and this will take Wakefield to 44 points to 6. The try is confirmed. They've got more to celebrate on these packed terraces. Minutes to play, Wakefield have a second and a half.
Yeah, they've had a great day for the Wakefield fans. Tom Johnstone with a grip, try scoring ability, 500 points in Super League, and he's just been prolific in terms of try scoring, hasn't he? But so much more than that to his game. He's played 2 carries. The kick from Lino, I think Mason Lino's had a fantastic year as well, Dave. Kicking game so accurate. Tom Johnson with a relatively easy finish in the corner. It comes off the accuracy of the kick, doesn't it? It's just such an accurate kick from Lino. As I said about John Stone, his try scoring is a huge feature, but he brings so much more than that. Strength of carry coming out of yardage. Line breaks, tackle breaks, meters made. He tops all those stats for Wakefield. And he's really come here with Mike McMeekin and made the most of that transition from the south of France here.
And clearly mentally tough as well as physically tough, because he's had his injury issues, hasn't he? He had a ACL in 2017 and then the other leg in 2019. He's had the HIA problems as well, hasn't he? But he keeps bouncing back. From the touchline, it's hooked in, but it's not going to go between the sticks. So 44-6. It remains 6 out of 9 for Jowett today.
If you play long enough, Dave, you will get hurt and you get injured, and dealing with that adversity is a skill. You know, certainly Tom John Stone's had his fair share of injuries, but as many top players do, you have to come back over the top of that, get back to form and get your confidence back quickly, and he's certainly done that. Credit to him.
2 minutes of the game remaining. You could make a very good case for saying that when Lachlan Walmsley got that try in the 14th minute, that was game over. It's proven to be that, because Wakefield have pushed on, certainly in that first half. They pressed the button and they just kept rattling in the tries. Quite as fluent, or as fluid in this second period, despite their domination. Here's Pitts. Searching down that left side again, Griffin, and bowls it away, and Catalan have got more work to do in defence. Well, there's a shot play for you. Scott's backing himself, and a little bit of soccer skills as well, but Latour is the man who comes up with possession back for Catalan again. I think he knew it was late in the game, and it was possibly Wakefield's last attacking chance. With just over a minute left now. Satai. Just a reminder again as we enter the final minute of the offering. 17 matches of rugby league on Sky Sports next week. State of origin in the middle of it all as well.
Never has there been more, Dave. More live rugby league on Sky than there is next week.
Kicked away by Rouget. 30 seconds and counting. It's been a party atmosphere on the terraces and in the stands. The fabulous new stand on the far side that you can see there for most of the afternoon and early evening. That party's going to continue well after the full-time hooter. Might be a few sore heads tomorrow. It is a Sunday, so they can have a lie-in. This is Satai. He's lost the ball. That's a moment that sums up the game. Hooter sounds. It was the last act of what has been a desperate afternoon from Catalan Dragons' point of view. Is that the game when their top 6 hopes disappeared? Well, it is the day when Wakefield find themselves back in the top 6. A win for them, defeat for Hull earlier, means that they propel themselves in this, their first season back in the Super League, into the playoff picture. Sam Tompkins, an afternoon to forget with his sin binning and a poor performance from his side. But Wakefield will take great heart from that. All those new fans today, many of them might not have been here. Certainly not